Morning, I'm Christo and welcome to the Diamond Cornerstone. Focus of this channel is how we think. It's my belief that if we change how we're thinking, we can transform society, and that will actually roll over to countries, to international relations. So it all comes down to how we're thinking. Now, our current thinking is modeled as linear, random, separate, promoting competition and conflict. So my proposal is we follow a diamond, and the diamond inner cycle you'll see is promotes cyclical, integrated, systematic thinking, which promotes cooperation and mutual service. So our current system is hierarchical, as in a triangle, and this actually we can take back to our colonial past, with the king, and then the whole hierarchy builds itself up, and we have a massive lower class or a poverty line. And in Africa, where I come from, this has actually been the promotion of the leadership, with a massive less than $1 a day poverty line or population. So my belief is if we can transform how we're thinking and we move from a hierarchy to a heterarchy, we can actually change everything. Now, with this, if you look at African politics, it's very much a blame game, which actually runs into whether it be colonialism or white influence or Western free markets, or it's a blame, and it's victimhood. Now, you'll actually hear politicians talk transformation. We've got to level the playing field. We've got to run a so to say, a token system where you actually promote people as per gender, skin color, sexuality, religion. Whereas none of those actually, it's not based on merit. So the people might not be able to do the job, which actually creates animosity, creates the linear competition and conflict, division, fear. Whereas if we look at something like diversity on merit, it happens. Because guess what? If you're focusing on development as opposed to transformation, through development, it will transform. Nelson Mandela actually said the greatest weapon to change the world is education. And education is a development of human capital, of people. Now, if you actually ask the people what do they want, they just want service delivery from state, aka water, sewage, electricity or energy, and infrastructure. And with that, the people will develop businesses, economics. They'll develop environmental stewardship. They'll develop social systems. Education system will develop itself. But, so the focus is to move from a kakistocracy, where we move from politics to transformation. But as soon as we're focusing on transformation, we're losing merit. And then people actually get, hey, he's getting paid, but he's not bringing the value to society. It's all about serving the greater good, which is the top of the diamond. Politics is there to serve society. It's not an island in itself. Economics is there to serve society. The physical environment and stewardship of that serves the greater society. The social aspect serves the greater good, which is society at large. And it's all simplified into the diamond, which moves our thinking from linear, random, separate. And now suddenly we've got it integrated, systematic, cyclical. We move from scarcity to abundance. And we hold the right people accountable for the right disappointment of hope. Hope is created at the beginning of, let's say, a political cycle, 4 years, 5 years. Hope is created. At the end of that 4-year, 5-year cycle, we hold accountable and say, hey, you didn't deliver on your promises. I hope not fulfilled is like clouds without rain. It's the promise of. But if it's not fulfilled, what's the point? Then we hold them accountable. And we say, hey, let's try another party. Let's try another contractor. Let's try another. We've got time. We can run the cycle. We can see, was it delivered? Wasn't it delivered? And you'll see, nice thing here, development's actually on the economic side of the diamond. So if we're running correctly, politics makes policy, then we run into economics and we develop human capital, we develop the infrastructure, we develop spatial planning, we develop the schools, we develop services, hospitals, schools, clinics, home affairs, just for stuff. And we develop that. You'll see people get empowered. They get careers. We get progressive development. And that's actually the long-term vision of built state, is we empower. Through empowerment, we get transformation. Through development, we get transformation. You can't transform and then develop. You got to develop to get transformation. It's like we got this thing in South Africa called Black economic empowerment. Now everybody's focused on the black, which is cool. And then they look at the economics and say, hey, okay, fine. So these guys have received 30% of a business, but they're not adding to the business. Whereas if we focused on the empowerment first, then the economics would have followed, and then it's irrelevant what the color is. Empowerment, economic, and then it can be black, white, Indian, colored, Asian, whatever. If a guy is running a meritocracy and running correctly, no one cares what the color is, as long as the service is delivered to society at large. We can't run a separate society. Economics doesn't run separate from politics, doesn't run separate from the environment, doesn't run separate from social. We've got to integrate the diamonds again. And each one is a diamond and each step is a diamond. And that's the interlock. And as soon as we've got an interlock and the gears are running, or the diamonds are running, we get a constellation of diamonds. So yeah, idealistic, I believe, but absolutely achievable. Because we've seen it in practice. Large organizations, the CEO sits at the top, but he's just there. Then he's got a finance department that works with production, that works with wholesale and retail, distribution of the product. And all of this is always managed by people. And you've got an HR manager. The HR manager, the CEO, isn't above the company. He's in the company just coordinating how the different departments are interlocking with each other. So it's common sense, but you have to be able to see it. You have to be able to see the forest for the trees, for the branches to the leaves. And so all the way down, the whole thing actually works together, and it's a heterarchy, not a hierarchy. And the same fractal can actually be transferred into households. It can be transferred into communities. It can be transferred into cities, provinces, countries, and across the international stage as well. But it all starts with you developing self, developing infrastructure, developing product, developing finances. Economies are designed to grow. Population is designed to grow. So the big thing is, if you can get exponential growth in population, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, you can get exponential growth through development of economics. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. So development brings transformation. Empowerment brings progress. Yeah, that's my diamond for the day, and yeah, I believe we can lay a new cornerstone for society, both locally and at large. And yeah, many blessings for the day.